I want to jump on here real quick and have a conversation about something that was told to me recently. Somebody said, "Hey, Brian, it seems like you have no insecurities. Like you're really comfortable being in front of people. You can be on stage, and it must be nice to not have any insecurities and just be free like that." And I'm here to say, honestly, I have tons of insecurities. I don't think there's anybody in this world that is truly secure. Okay. There's always some worry. Like right now, I'm worried about what my teeth look like because they're all jacked up looking to me. I hate looking at myself. So when I do these things, I'm picking at myself immediately, right? So I'm old looking, I understand, gray, whatever, and I don't look the same as I thought or I think in my head that I look like, So when you see yourself on video, it sucks when you're my age. But the insecurities are real, okay? But one thing I've learned, and the only reason I'm doing this is because maybe there's younger people that, we're always working on trying to be a better us, right? So maybe this might help somebody. But what I've figured out is I spent a lot of time wondering what people thought of me, right? So when you're meeting somebody, you might start putting on an act to try to be something that you think that they might like, okay? And I have found that that has never really worked out. Never worked. What it always ends up being is it's obvious to them, and then they have some sort of warped impression of you. And a long time ago, I decided I needed to figure this thing out to combat these insecurities and these ways that we make up to try to make people like us. I figured out that maybe it's not about that. Maybe if I start living differently as far as my perspective, because here's the thing, when you meet people, say for example, I'm at a show or something, somebody comes up to me and, hey Brian, how you doing? I'm immediately going to wonder, oh, well, what am I going to say here? I don't want to say something wrong, whatever. But what I've learned is these people that are having the interaction with you, they have a whole life leading up to that moment, a whole life of experiences and things like this. And their preconceived idea of what they might expect from you. And so these are already happening. These things are out of your control. So when they come up to you and they say something to you, all you can do as a person is to try to be the most honest, real you that you can be in that moment. Now, whether that person's a goofy person, whether it's whatever it is, you have to be you and be the best you that you can be. So if you're worried of what they think of you, what their impressions are of you, that's a waste of time, first of all, because you can't control that. If you were the best you could be, the only thing that you should be thinking about is what you think of that person. Instead of living life from the outside in, needing people's acceptance, I started living life from the inside out, to where I'm looking at the world and making my decisions of what I think of them. Because that's all that matters. What they think of me doesn't. As long as I'm the best me that I can be. Okay? So I'm just going to live that way. If you talk to me out in public, I'm going to try to be the best Brian I can be. But understand, there's some discomfort in that because I don't know what you want from me. I don't know what you expect from me when you talk to me. So I might not be the same Brian that you think I'm going to be. And maybe in that moment, I'm worried about my guitar being out of tune, or maybe in that moment I'm having an argument with my wife, or maybe in that moment I'm hungry, or I got to pee really bad, and you might catch me at the wrong time. And then you'll get this impression of, oh, I wasn't the Brian that you expected me to be. That being said, I'm trying to be the best Brian I can. So just know that. Anyway, I just thought I would maybe, I don't know, reach out to the people that think that I got it all figured out, because I don't. I'm constantly trying to figure this thing out and try to be the best me that I can be and put away all these worries and stop thinking about what the world thinks of Brian Miner, because I have to start thinking about what Brian Miner thinks of the world. Okay? Thanks.